Hey, y'all, what's going on? So let's go ahead and just get this started. I am sharing with people and I'm bringing awareness to the community about domestic violence. The reason why I am raising awareness about domestic violence, even though there is a new term, it's called intimate partner violence. And the reason why I use the terms domestic violence or DV, because it happens not just with an intimate partner, it happens in families as well. A lot of people do not want to talk about that. They don't want to, they just want to keep it swept up under the rug when it comes to domestic violence in families, because whether you want to believe it or not, or accept it or not, it does happen in families. And it's been happening for generations. And that is something that I believe God has charged my heart with, and He has assigned my hands to do. I have experienced it, not just from an intimate partner myself, but I've also experienced it in family. And it's not an easy thing to deal with, and it is very difficult to acknowledge. It's very difficult to accept, because, like I said, there is pain attached to the emotional wounds that you obtain and that you endure when you are experiencing it by the hand of someone that you love, whether it be an intimate partner or a family member. And that just does not go away easily. When it deals with the emotional standpoint, it does not go away easily. And also for the mental. Now, I would tell you off top, like I would tell you in a minute, that yes, physical abuse is the one thing that people associate domestic violence with. They associate with that and they leave out the other types of abuse, and they feel like, okay, well, those really don't matter, or yes, they do. Physical abuse, sexual assault, financial abuse, digital abuse, emotional abuse, all of that matters. All of that is not good. It is, but those are the types. It's not just physical abuse that happens in a relationship, be it, again, intimate partner violence, relationships, or family. So with that being said, I just wanted to get that out the way, because a lot of us, at first I thought that physical abuse was the only type of abuse, but it's not. And I want to say, and I want to share with you, that physical abuse is easy as far as a hit. When you get hit by someone, that is easy, meaning that scar will go away easily. That scar can heal up easily. Yes, it still might take some time, but it won't take that much time as an emotional hit, a mental hit. Those scars take longer to heal. Those scars take longer for someone to get over. Those scars last with you for years and years and years and years and years. Let me give you a disclaimer. What I may say may cause you to be, or take you on a trip that you were not expecting to go on mentally. It will cause a trigger. And that's not what I'm here to do, to trigger you. I'm here to bring awareness to the situation so healing can begin. But healing will not start until you start talking about it, until you start admitting it, until you start acknowledging it, until you start journaling about it, so you can heal from it. That's the only way it will happen for your healing to come forth. That's the only way it will start. So I wanted to give you that disclaimer, that anything that I say may cause a trigger to happen for you and take you down a trip, a lane that you were not expecting to go down. So with that being said, I have experienced all types of abuse. No, they're not fun. And let me just reiterate that physical hits, physical abuse, they take it, the physical abuse, the hits, the bruises, cuts, all those things. Now, I have met people that have suffered more physical violence in worst case scenarios. I mean, worse than I can imagine. And those scars, they stay long too. But they still heal to the point where they're not visible. But you know that it happened. That person knows that it happened. But the point that I am making ultimately is that a physical hit, physical abuse can be healed quickly. versus an emotional or a mental abuse hit, which takes longer to heal, that carries for years. Also a physical abuse, whether it be a cut or a gunshot wound that does not cause you to leave this earth, still lingers with that person for years. But that physical scar at times will heal up to the point where it's not seen. Sometimes it's still visible, and God will allow that scar to be there as a reminder, as if it's a thorn in your side. But at that point, along the line or down the years, you have been able to deal with it and live with it and embrace it when you come to a point where you know your healing has started and it's taking place. I hope I'm making sense to you all the best way I can. But I want to share with you because today is Share It Saturday. And the reason why I am calling it Share It Saturday, because my goal is for the rest of this month, if I have a long, that I do it, depending on how you all are receptive to what I am doing and sharing on a Saturday, is I will share with you my own personal journal entries. And today I'm going to share one with you that came out of this book. This journal workbook that I created. So I'm going to share with you my own journal entry that I have in this book. It's called No Longer Silent, The Naked Truth. Workbook and journal. Because you will have to work if you decide to purchase it, which I pray that you do, because if you want to start journaling, if you've never journaled before and you thought about journaling but you just didn't know where to start, I do have a YouTube channel called No Longer Silent. And I would encourage you to go there and look at the playlist where it talks about healing, growth, and purpose. I'm getting ready to share with you my journal entry. This is dated February the 25th, 2015. For the past week, my blood pressure has been fluctuating and it's been unsettling. My blood pressure has always been normal, so this was new to me. I started keeping track of my readings. On February the 23rd, 2015 at 5:29 p.m., my blood pressure was 144/101 with a pulse of 72. Later that night before bed, it had gone down to 125/87, pulse 69. But then yesterday while at work, I started feeling chest pains under my left breast. I left work immediately and scheduled a doctor's appointment. When I arrived, my vital signs were good. My blood pressure was 118/74, pulse 77. My husband came with me and waited in the exam room. When the doctor came in, she asked me what had been going on. I explained that I had some small changes to my eating habits, admitting that I had started adding salt to meals now and then, but then I told her about something much deeper. The stress I've been under at home. I asked them to leave the room because I needed to be honest. I broke down and I told her everything. How hard it is to communicate with him. How he constantly criticizes me and compares me to his deceased grandmother. How he makes me feel like everything is my fault. Like I can't do anything right. I could feel the weight of those words as I said them out loud. And for a moment, I felt like I was suffocating under the pressure of it all. This morning, something as small as spilled milk turned into a moment that broke me inside. I was rinsing a straw for Jeremiah, getting him ready for breakfast. Jeremiah accidentally tipped over his bottle of Pediasure, and the drink spilled across the table onto the floor. He immediately said, "I didn't mean to knock it over." And I could see his little face fall. But before I could comfort him, my husband spoke up, blaming me for the spill. "This wouldn't have happened if you hadn't told him he could eat here," he said. I kept telling you to let him eat breakfast at school. It's free. I told you I was leaving in 15 minutes. Jeremiah began cleaning up the mess. But my husband stopped him saying, your mom's going to clean it up. I wanted to respond. I wanted to defend myself, to tell him how unfair and unnecessary his words were. But I knew it would only escalate into a screaming match. And I couldn't bear the thought of Jeremiah witnessing that. So I held my tongue. I didn't say a word. Instead, I walked into the bedroom, feeling a knot in my throat and tears threatening to fall. But I couldn't cry. I wanted to. I needed to, but the tears wouldn't come. This is the reality I'm living. I'm carrying this weight silently, and it's starting to take a toll. Even my body is showing signs of stress. I've tried so hard to hide. I know I'm stronger than this. I have to be. But today, it feels like I'm barely holding on. That is the journal entry, one of them from the workbook. And it actually, my workbook, and I don't want to give it all away, but for this particular workbook, God had me to do it differently. And one portion of the book has a theme called Share Your Story. And that's me sharing my story, where I share just a little bit about what I was experiencing during that first marriage, when I was going through domestic violence, intimate partner violence, and how I was affected, how it affected my health, how it affected my self-confidence, how it affected my self-esteem, how it affected even my parenting. And day 22 is a journal prompt that comes after that journal entry. And I'm not going to reveal that to you, but I will say this. I did reveal to you all day 15. Day 15 is actually on my Stand store, and you can download it for free. So you can get a sneak peek and a glimpse into what you will get when you decide to take this leap of faith and start journaling, or get back into journaling if you stopped along the way in your life. And this is what day 15 says. Day 15 says, what would you, well, the question is talking to you as you, the reader and the writer, the journal, you're journaling. So you're asking yourself this question. What would I say to my younger self about finding her voice? That is day 15. And then I just offer a little guidance to help you not to think so hard about that question, but just enough to be vulnerable with yourself and transparent with yourself and honest with yourself. Not perfect, but just to open up. Is to what advice would you offer, or what encouragement would you offer to your past self to help you to get it rolling? In my about section in my profile, but I want to share this quote with you. And I read this quote and it really blessed me, and I was like, oh my goodness. But the quote says, pour your pain onto the page and watch how it transforms into purpose. That journal entry that I read from my own journal entry is what I believe helped me with what I'm doing now. sharing my story publicly because I believe that my life experiences will help someone else and what they're going through, because they may feel stuck. They may feel like they can't get out of it. They don't know which way to turn, and you saying to yourself, I know I need therapy, but I don't have the money to afford this. Well, if you have $9.99, you can afford this journal workbook. And also too, if you don't know, I am a certified therapeutic art life coach, and journaling is just one of the tools that I am experienced in. With over 20 years of experience, I have built this skill. God has allowed me to build this skill to teach others, and I had no idea that me journaling would bring me to this point of sharing with you how I did it, when I did it, how I did it, why I did it, when I did it. And it led me, and I discovered my purpose through journaling, but I didn't know that there was another part to it, which was sharing my life of domestic violence and what I was going through in my first marriage. And I shared a lot of that. On my YouTube channel, I will share tips of how you can get started to start journaling. I ask God to help me to make it very simple yet powerful for those to help people to not think so hard about it. I'm really going to go really deep. For those that know me personally, that have had conversations with me, know that I love to ask questions, because I ask myself these questions to dig deep within myself, to pull out from the root how it can be fixed, how it can be healed. And that's what I do, and that's what I teach my clients, my coaching clients. And so journaling is what I teach. This is what I do. And I love doing it. I love being able to help you all come to a point where you reclaim your voice, where you will start the healing process from emotional wounds years ago. I mean, that's still in you, that you still deal with on a daily basis. And also for you to discover your purpose if you don't know what it is. And I would encourage you to go to my YouTube channel, subscribe if you have not subscribed. I would really appreciate it, because I want to grow a community that's a safe space for people to be able to share your experiences with journaling when you decide to start journaling, or start back journaling if you stopped. And as I stated earlier, it is $9.99 for the workbook and journal. It is a digital version. I'm doing that first, and then I will move to a physical copy. But for you to get a sneak peek, you can download Day 15 for free on my Stand store. And I will have a community that I am creating that I will let y'all know when it will open for the community. For those who would like to be a part on this no longer silent journaling journey. That's kind of hard to say. But I just wanted to share that with you all today. And I would do this on Saturdays. I would do a video every day on my YouTube. It will be uploaded. And I just want you all to know that I am here for you. I am here to support you, to help you on your journaling journey whenever you decide to start. Because, like I said, some people know they need counseling, they need therapy, they need a therapist, and it is normalized now that it's okay to have a therapist, to go talk to somebody, but sometimes it's not easy to talk, and some people don't want to talk. Well, if that's you, then I guess that's a sign that you might need to start writing it. And in my opinion, journaling for me has been a therapy, which is journaling is an art, because it's writing. And it helped me. Yes, it costs money, but it's a whole lot less. And it's not a knock against or a dig at any mental certified or licensed mental health therapist or psychologists, psychotherapists. There's no dig with them. You know, they have their lane and I have my lane. But this is for the individuals that know they are not in a position to afford to hire or go see a therapist. And you need a way to start healing from your emotional wounds that has been in you for years. And I'm telling you, y'all are looking at a person, and I'm telling you with everything on the inside of me, that journaling literally saved my life. When I was angry, I wrote. When I was crying and sad, I wrote. When I was happy, I wrote. When I didn't feel like it, I wrote. If I didn't write it, I did a voice memo and I transcribed it. So yes, I can tell you from experience that journaling, that's my thing. I know a lot about journaling. But I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being a part of this live today. Please share this video. If you, again, have not been to my YouTube channel, No Longer Silent, at TC Inspires, I encourage you to go subscribe and hit that bell so you can get all of the notifications when I upload a video, because it's my endeavor to upload one every day. And go to my Stand store and download the free copy of the sneak peek of day 15 from my workbook and journal, No Longer Silent, The Naked Truth. I love you. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful Saturday. And when you go out, please be safe, okay? Until next time, see you soon.